Have you ever wondered whether you can fix something on your own at home? In this video, I'm going to give you some strategies to help figure out whether you can while I go through a repair on our LG clothes dryer. This channel is for young men growing up without a dad like I did. If you've got an appliance at home that may not be working like it's supposed to, and you want to try to fix it, but you're not sure how, what do? I would start right here in YouTube. Look for a video about the specific repair you want to do. Watch it, and then you can decide whether it's in your range of abilities or you think you need a professional to do it. Another question to ask yourself is, what's the worst that could happen? If you've got an appliance that doesn't work, and you take it apart to try to fix it, but you're not able to fix it, well, you're no worse off than you were before anyway, because it didn't work then and it still doesn't work. But you might learn something in the process. And in the event that you're able to fix it, well, you're so much the better, and you're going to feel better about yourself too. For example, we've had this food mixer in our family for probably decades, but lately it started making a horrible noise. I don't know if I can fix it, but if I don't, I'm just going to throw it out anyway. So I've ordered some food grade lubricant that'll be here in 2 days, and I'll take this apart and give it a shot. Again, if you've got something you need to fix and you're not sure you'll know how, the worst case scenario is that you try and you don't succeed, but you'll learn something in the process. For now, there's 2 things I want to do with our dryer. Not long ago, as we were doing our laundry, we noticed a thread. It looked like a rope of felt hanging around in front of the dryer and rotating around with the drum. That was a part of the front seal. It's called the felt seal. But I ordered the replacement seal, and I'm going to put that on. The last time I had the dryer open, I also noticed that the drive belt on the drum was wearing out in one spot. I ordered another drive belt, and we're going to put that on. That's the repair we're going to attempt right now. This is an electric dryer, and we're going to start by unplugging the power cable. This is a big one because it's 220 volts. We'll also want to disconnect the vent hose from the dryer. You just pinch this with your fingers and pull that off. With those 2 things disconnected, I'm going to move it out into the room where I've got more room to work on it. Usually just tip it up on one corner and swing it. We start by taking the top off. It looks like you would take these screws off to take the top off, but you don't want to take these. You want to get the ones underneath. All you need for this is a Phillips screwdriver. I'm going to use my impact gun because it's a little bit faster. You'll also want to get some kind of a cheap plastic container. It's a great place to put your screws and fittings in so you don't lose those. Once the screws are off, you just pull the lid back a little ways and then lift it up. The next thing to take apart is this instrument panel or the control panel on the front. There's 2 screws, one right there and one right here. Once you've done that, you'll notice these clips here. You kind of press down on them and it'll pop out. So now you can pull the control panel back. You've got these little tabs that you might need to help pop out. A little slotted screwdriver can help get those. And then this is free to move out. It's a good idea to get your smartphone out and take a picture of what you're looking at so that you don't have any questions about how to put it back together again. If you pinch and pull, sometimes there's just retainer tabs that do that. These just come straight out. Some of these other ones you might have a little harder time getting them off. Some of them have a secondary retainer latch, but it's not letting go. There we go. Okay, this last one was the toughest one. I had to use my little pocket knife screwdriver and pry this little retention tab up a little bit to get it to let loose. Then I could pull it off. Now I've got all the wires disconnected from the control panel and I can set this aside. There's another wire harness right here. It's easier to do that once we've got the front panel back a little bit from the box. To get the front part off, we've got 2 screws behind the door, right here and here. And then we've got these 4 across the top. So now I can get to that and get that unplugged. There's some tabs down there on the bottom and it just lifts off. Now with that front off, we've got one more wire harness here to undo. That's for the light. We've got 4 screws for this one to take off this bracket. One here, One here, and one here. This bracket should just come off. Down here on the bottom, there's one more wire harness connection you need to disassemble, and that's for the moisture sensor. And then you need to pull that apart because this part will come out with the front. These 4 screws are the only things holding this front bulkhead on. You might have a screw down here on the bottom. I should be able to lift this up and pull it out now. Now this front part is free. Okay, this part's going to be a little tricky to show on camera, but hopefully you can see I've got a light in there. You have to reach back behind the blower motor, push this belt tensioner up, and get the belt off of the drive pulley. I reach in from this side to push the spring back of the pulley that has the tension, and then I can take the drive belt off of the drive pulley, and then it's just loose in there. With that belt off of the pulley, you'll have slack. You can use that to just pick up the drum and get it outside of the dryer. Start by taking it off. And we can throw that away. Okay, I've got the drum out here in the garage now. I'm going to use some Goo Gone and go around the residual adhesive here and just try to get that off. The Goo Gone is helping, but it's not getting it all off. Wire brush around the edge. Now we're going to place the new replacement seal. You can see there's a black seam goes around the outside here, so we'll want that on the outside on the front. This ain't working. Clips to get this to stay in place. Some more hands over here. Nice. Now if we take these off, the next thing is supposed to be bend it back. So let's see if we can get it bent back all the way around. Had to have my son help me get this stretched around. So it's stretched around the perimeter, and then we actually lifted it over the side. We're going to use this high temperature sealant adhesive. RTV means room temperature vulcanizing. That just means it cures at room temperature. Sealant is sealed, so it doesn't cure. The lid that it comes with has a little poker in it. So you put that poker on, and now it's popped it. Then you screw on this big long needle thing, and then we can squeeze it out and into here. Cut the top off so it's got somewhere to go. Now we can squeeze more out. We'll pull the lip back, and we're going to squirt some of this around the whole perimeter. Now we're going to lift this back over the lip and then let it cure. The new felt seal has had over half an hour to dry now. Putting it back together is just reversing what we've already done. I've got the new belt, has ribs on one side and it's flat on the other side. The ribs side go towards the drum. And we can use this to pick it up. The lip of the drum right here rests on these wheels in the back. Now we reach in there and loop that belt around that spring pulley and the drive motor. After you get it in position and around the pulley, just rotate the drum a little bit to get the belt in the center. These wheels will hold the front of the drum. There we go. We've got it back together. I've tested it while the lid's off and it's looking like it's good. I've actually run it with the heat on too, so I can make sure that that part is working. So stepsons, if you're wondering if you can fix something around your house, then do a little research and give it a try. If you're growing up without your dad, make sure you download this guide. It will help you develop the skills and the character to succeed as an adult man. And always remember, you do have a dad that loves you. Now that you've seen how to disassemble and reassemble a dryer, make sure you watch this video to show you how to clean the lint out of a dryer vent duct.